All right, we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show because we haven't done it.
Whatever
It's
heck
been a
this
while,
is.
yeah.
I haven't done the show in
Honestly, I
like
thought it was
two
canceled.
months,
Like,
2 full months. For a while there, it might as well have been canceled. Honestly, quite frankly,
yeah.
um,
Who are you
because like
guys?
there was like multiple weeks in a row where I kind of forgot. Like it was
Yeah.
Monday, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot. We do a show sometimes on Monday." Um,
Sometimes. I think the
and
sometimes.
So, yeah. It's supposed to be like a weekly show. It's like, oh, we do that every now and then.
sometimes.
I'm not gonna promise
So,
that we're gonna do better, but I'm gonna be fucking on your ass, on
well,
all of our asses every Sunday.
here's what I'm gonna do. Well, that's the first thing. Sunday. It's Sunday. The show is now on Sunday. I believe it was on Sundays
Yeah, it just
before, and then
worked.
we switched it to Mondays, right?
Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
now
Now
it's
it's Sunday
Sunday again.
again. So Sunday
And
is
then
8 p.m.
there's a
Eastern.
time where we did Tuesdays for a bit too. Sometimes we did Tuesdays as well.
I think
So
that was back when it was like me, you, Ham, and Cottontail. I think.
no,
Uh,
even like sometimes me, you, and Mike would do it on Tuesdays. Remember, like for a while, like it
oh
was like
yeah, if we
3 weeks
missed
in a
the
row. We were
Monday,
doing it
yeah,
on Tuesday. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
but
So it was kind of like all over the place, honestly. Like,
it is now Sundays, and I'll say this to Mike's point of like he can't promise we'll do better, but
yeah.
I'm gonna try to make sure something happens every Sunday on this channel. I'm also gonna try. That's
It's like
going
a
to be
threat.
this show.
Yeah,
If some
yeah.
and here's the thing, if something doesn't happen on Sunday, that means there's not a show. But here's the other part of this: is
Sorry, I love this. Sorry.
Mondays. I know Monday for sure. I got to figure out the other 2 days. I would like it to be Mondays, Tuesdays, and I was thinking maybe Thursdays, like after I get home from work or something, give myself like an hour to just chill. I'm gonna start streaming games here on the channel. I'm gonna be
All right.
Nice.
focusing. I'm gonna be focusing
Good
on
shit, man.
uh older
You're
games.
playing Dark
Like
Tide.
no,
Fuck.
no, I'm not. The first game I'm gonna be playing is The Thing Remastered. That's the first thing I'll be playing.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's okay.
because I've never played that game before. People talk about how awesome it is. Apparently, it's also very funny. It's like very has a lot of humor in it. Apparently, which would be kind of cool to see in that genre. Um, but I'll be focusing on like older games for the most part. Like shit I haven't played, shit that I want to replay. I might throw in a new game every now and then, and I'll say up front, it's not going to be like Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday of this week. I'll be streaming the thing. It'll be like one day I'll stream the thing, next day I'll stream whatever other game, and the other day I'll stream another game. It's not going to be like this chain together thing all the time. It'll be different games every night. So that is something starting this week. So tomorrow, Tuesday, and then we'll see either Thursday or maybe Saturday or something. I don't know. But 3 days a week. But we actually have things to talk about. I mean, there's a lot that happened since our last show, and we're not going to focus on all of that. We're just focusing in on the last week because last week is probably the biggest news of all, and that is the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct thingy. And before we get into that, we have to talk about what we've been up to. So,
Oh man, I
whoever
could go
wants to
all
go
day.
first, what you've been playing, and all that fun stuff.
I
Dark
guess
Tide has ruined my life. That's
it,
all I do
man,
now.
it's still
I'm
Dark
not
Tide,
working.
man.
Yep. All I'm doing is
Yeah.
Dark. They just released a new like horde mode activity. It's kind of reminds me of Killing Floor a little bit. It's the game just. Uh, I'm never not gonna be playing it. It's a problem. It's a problem. Genuinely. Oh well. I love it though. It's great. Really, that's it. I bought Assassin's Creed Shadow and I barely fucking played it because of the new update. I don't know why I did it, but
Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows came out. That's right.
and that's actually fun too. That's actually pretty damn fun and it's beautiful. But it's like I'm not killing heretics like a trillion miles an hour in the most like horrifying fighting conditions possible.
Uh, okay.
What about you,
So it's
Twan?
been Dark
So
Tide for 2 months.
Dark
It's
Tide.
been Dark Tide
He's
since
been
like
playing.
September.
Yeah, he's been playing Dark Tide since Space Marine 2.
Well, I mean, Yeah, I
So
know that, but like, yeah, I'm saying, oh yeah, whatever. Even, but for me personally, like, not much has honestly changed. Like I said last time, I got that arcade machine working, and now it just stopped working. Like, well, I mean, it stopped working. That was like back, when we did the show. Well, February 11th was it or something?
February
Yeah,
11th
so
was our last
like
show.
2 days, yeah, like 2 days after that, it stopped working again. It was a bit finicky, so honestly, like I wasn't surprised. But then, I was trying to figure it out. I switched motherboards, this, that. And then I realized what actually happened was the hard drive died. So the hard drive lasted for 5 days and it just died on me. So I had to get another one. And then luckily, I actually got two of them because I got one that was sent back to me because I had some issues with another one. I sent it, gave it back to me. And then that hard drive worked, but it was giving me some weird issues. Like it was like for some reason the music because it was getting all weird, and sometimes the load times were long. And then once I switched to hard drive, now we're working. Now it's working fine. So hopefully this
Damn.
sticks. Hopefully it sticks. Like I got it. It's finally all working. This was like last week where I finally got it all working again. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, like I said, hopefully it sticks. But so far it looks like it's in solid condition for the most part. So yeah. So I mean, other than that. Um, I was playing Pirate Yakuza on PS5. Like I started that back in like since when it came out, and I kind of just been chipping away at it every now and then. Honestly, mostly what I've been doing in that game is I've just been playing the Daytona
Side
USA
games?
2 arcade machine. Yeah, honestly, like
Yeah.
for example, there's like an arcade in there, right? And like I said, I just go to Daytona USA 2, and I think I've actually have like more hours playing Daytona USA 2 in that game than I have in the actual game. And I have like 30 hours in that game so far. So
It's
like
funny because there's
yeah,
probably a
I've
lot of
been
people
playing a
like that.
lot. Yeah, like I've been playing so much Daytona USA 2. It's like one of my favorite racing games of all time. And just to have it like casually included in the game is like a pretty big deal.
Is it a full
And
game?
yeah, well, yeah, it's like they literally put the actual arcade game in the game. It's like emulated, right? So they kind of
Gotcha.
just threw it in there, and like you kind of walk up to the arcade machines like in the game. It's like an open world kind of thing. Well, it's not really open world, more like open district. But yeah, you just walk up to the arcade machine, you play it. Yeah, you spend like 100 in-game dollars, well, 100 like
Hmm.
yen, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, yeah, that's what I was actually playing just before we got into the show. And actually, I was even playing a little bit of Mario Kart 8 because I kind of had a little bit of an itch, but we'll get into that later. So, but yeah,
We sure will.
yeah, we'll definitely get
Um,
into Mario Kart soon.
so Twan's been doing that. Mike's been playing Dark Tide, as you could expect. As for myself, I mean, I've been kind of all over the place. Um, you can see on the screen right now as South of Midnight gameplay. I played like 40-ish minutes of that. Um, and then I just didn't play it for a few days because I got a new guitar. I got a new bass guitar, and I played guitar all day yesterday. So I didn't play anything yesterday. So I just said, you know what? I was only 45 minutes in. Let me just restart it and then capture gameplay. And that's what I did. And I played for like, I don't know, an hour and a half. What does it say? This clip says it is an hour and 25 minutes. And the game is really, really good. In fact, because I'm assuming neither Mike or Twan have anything to say about South of Midnight because I just don't think you guys have played it.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
yeah, like I didn't
Is it
even
out
realize
yet?
it came out.
That's
Oh
an early
yeah,
access.
it's
I
an
mean,
early it's an early access. So yeah, that makes sense. Never mind.
Yeah,
yeah,
But
I'm about to
I
okay,
say,
saw
so
the review.
yeah,
It looks like I got decent reviews. I got like a 78 or something
I'm
like
so
that.
confused.
yeah, it's an early access, and yeah, Twan, it is. I mean, last I checked, it was at a 77. Maybe it's gone up. I'll
We're gonna be
check it
talking about the new
again.
Doom gameplay and everything. We
Yeah,
can
we'll
talk
talk
about what
about
we're doing.
that.
Let's go.
Um, I'm gonna check Metacritic real quick just to see if it's gone up. But last I checked, it was 77. And just to give
Yeah,
my
it's
own
77.
impressions on the game, first of all, that Metacritic, yeah, it's at a 77 right now.
Yeah.
I'll say shout out to Compulsion because that, um, I mean, I understand people look at it as 77 on Metacritic and they're like, it's not a huge deal. That's a pretty average game for a lot of people.
Well, it's mid.
Um,
That's like a mid for
yeah,
a lot
that's
of people.
like, for like a lot of people, that's just a bad game that they would never play.
Yeah,
Um,
77. That's all trash.
But for compulsion though, that's actually like
yeah, for compulsion, this is like magnitude, but like multiple times magnitudes better than anything they've ever done in terms of critical reception. So
Yeah,
like,
We Happy Few didn't do that well critically, I don't think.
no, it did quite
no.
poor. It was like in the 50s, I
Oh yeah,
think.
yeah, it says 62. I just checked right now.
Okay, so yeah, so much
Yeah,
lower than 77. And I think
yeah.
We Happy Few, I'm gonna double check Contrast because that was their other game.
Holy shit, contrast, yeah.
Yeah, Contrast was a 59. So We Happy Few
Nice.
before this was their
It
highest
looks like
rated
they've been
game.
improving, so it looks like they're slowly but surely getting up there.
Exactly. So I wanted to say shout out to them for, because I've always maintained that they're probably the
Definitely
most,
milestone for them, that's for sure.
it's a huge milestone. They're probably the
Yeah.
most creative studio at Xbox that has never been able, they just for whatever reason could never do the things they wanted to do. They always had really cool ideas that never really translated to games. And that's some from the hour and a half that I played like right before we started the show. This seems like the first game they've made where the idea translated to the game. And there's a lot of creativity. The game is fun. The combat starts kind of stale, I'll be honest, if that's my criticism for the game. But it's, that's kind of typical in games with combat. It starts kind of shit and it gets better as you progress. Um, and in the hour and a half that I progressed, I've unlocked some different things that make it a lot more enjoyable. So, story's great, art style's great, characters are great, voice acting is fucking unreal, the music is great. Uh, it's, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. It's a really great game. If you have any interest at all in it, you should definitely check it out. But I do understand it's probably not a game for everybody. So
Mhm.
if you're not, it's no big deal. But if you are, it does come out the 8th. So in 2 days officially it'll release. But I'm playing it right now as part of early access. I think it was like $9 and change to get the early access, which is
$9 on top of the
surprising.
Game Pass.
Yeah, which is surprising because normally that's like almost $30 or 20, at least 20.
Mhm.
So that was good to see. But that was my little bit of impressions on South of Midnight. We can actually talk about uh, the Nintendo Switch Direct or Nintendo Switch 2 Direct right now. And Twan, like I said, you're gonna be carrying a decent amount of this. I'll get us started, but you're
All
the one
right.
here who
Yeah, I'll
fucking
leave the
loves
pack.
Nintendo.
I mean, I
Um,
don't love them. Like some people even call me a
Twan
hater.
compare Twan compared to, I get it because you like Sega more. That's fair.
Obviously, but yeah,
But like
yeah,
compared
I
to me and
appreciate
Mike,
it.
you're a Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you're gonna have a lot to say here. But I'll get us started. 450. This was before the whole introduction of the tariffs and them saying we gotta put everything on hold and reevaluate. But initially, 450 or $500 for the Nintendo Switch 2. One is just the console, and the other is the console with the new Mario Kart game. They since have said they need to halt pre-orders in the USA and reevaluate due to tariffs. Which I gotta be honest, I was pretty shocked that they had to do that because I was like, I thought they priced it that way to brace for the
Yeah.
tariffs.
Yeah,
They're
but I
like,
guess
nope.
not.
They're
I
like,
guess
nope.
that's
We were.
pre-tariff price.
Yeah, that's the pre-tariff price. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys gonna charge now? Like $600? What are you doing? Dude, like, cause isn't it's like 330 in Japan?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's
pretty cheap
like,
because Japan has two models. They have a Japanese only locked model, and they got a model that is multi-language, but that's the normal price worldwide for that one. So they have
oh,
like two options in
They have
Japan.
a fucking price on language. translation.
pretty much. So like if you want, like if you,
This
so like
company
it's basically like
sucks.
a region. It's like a region locked Japanese console. That's basically like it only plays like Japanese games, only has Japanese language, but it's like $100 cheaper. Or you could get the multi-language version in Japan, and that is like the normal price worldwide. So, and that's the extra
Uh,
$100 or whatever. So
I
I
guess
don't
that's
know
one
if,
way to make sure you have stock.
yeah. Well, yeah,
yeah.
I guess to help out the Japanese crowd, I guess, helps. I mean, it does help them out in a way. I mean, if their
Mm.
only goal is to buy Japanese games, it doesn't really affect them that much. It just really screws over people that want to import it. So
Yeah. I, but regardless, I was shocked to see that they had to reevaluate for tariffs after that. But I guess fair enough. They're gonna do it regardless of what anyone thinks. Uh, so before we actually get into the games and everything, in which I got opinions on, um, what do you think the price actually in the USA? I'm gonna go to you, Mike, because Tuan isn't really affected by this in the USA. Although pricing in Canada is stupid as well. So,
it's dumb. Yeah, it's pretty
um,
dumb.
but
Yeah,
what do you
pre-orders are
think?
still up in Canada as of right now. So
Don't they
yeah,
go?
it's
They're
still
up already.
well, it's still due for like April 9 in
Oh, okay. I
Canada.
was about to say that.
Yeah,
I thought they were up on like the
yeah,
ninth. But yeah,
yeah.
Mike, what do you think the post tariff prices for the Nintendo Switch
Dude,
2?
I, who the fuck? I don't even like that. Is just such a weird way to word it too. You gotta like reevaluate this. Like it's like
Yep.
I thought they already did. Like games were already like 80, $90 on that
Yes.
Yeah.
godforsaken thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I thought they already did. The fact that they're
You know,
now reevaluating it, it's very scary. I don't
or
know,
they're
man.
reevaluating it because I know
Yeah,
Trump recently did another like tariffs on like the 3 days
on the
ago or
penguins,
something.
on the
Yeah, on the
penguins.
penguins.
Not even
Yeah.
kidding. That actually
Yeah, yeah,
happened.
yeah, yeah. Penguins
Anyway,
got to pay taxes now.
Tom, what's
oh
up?
my,
Yeah.
Tom's in
oh my
chat.
god, joke world. Hey Tom.
I can't even tell
Anyway,
what's like reality and what's parody anymore. Like, it's just
boom.
Everything's parody
Sorry,
at this
thinking
point.
up.
Everything's parody at this point, and it's
yeah,
just bad parody. It's
yeah.
It
just
is.
it's just really bad
I saw an
parody.
Onion article from 1997 that literally is something that just happened 3 days ago, and I actually I
Yeah.
died inside. I died inside. But anyways,
Yep.
God bless the red, white, and blue. Anyways,
Yeah.
so for me, Nintendo, I could see them going. I mean, what is it? Probably like 50, $80 more expensive. I mean, what's the what's the like the minimum like? I mean, that's the thing too, where it's like, are they gonna try to maybe only increase the console by a little bit and maybe increase the games because they increase the games because usually these consoles are kind of sold. I mean, once
At
again,
a
Nintendo
loss.
knows how to make.
Nintendo doesn't sell their console as a loss, though. The Switch
That's
wasn't sold as a
Yeah,
loss.
that's
yeah, I was
true.
about to
So
say that. Like
That's
that's
true.
kind of
yeah,
like, are they gonna try something like
yeah,
that, or are they gonna like? I mean, once again, it's likely gonna get an increase regardless, right?
yeah.
Like
Well,
but
yeah.
it's
There's
like
one
by
thing
how
Nintendo hates
much?
is like selling their console for loss.
And that's the thing. What's like
So,
right now, but are they gonna cover it? Are they gonna, pardon me, charge for it enough that like at least covers it, or are they gonna still sell them at a loss and just gamble on the software? I say gamble, but
yeah.
let's be fucking real. It's Nintendo, and after making it very, I just love how the console and the controller like has a giant 2 on it to like let people know it's not a Wii U situation, or it's like, oh, it's just a new tablet for the Switch or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting question because it's like 450 already is pricey. I mean, for God's sake, the thing doesn't even have an SSD. It has a hard drive, if I'm not mistaken. Um, it's not even running an
Does that
SSD.
really have an hard drive? Because their whole thing, like, wasn't one of their whole things like they're touting faster load times, or is it just like, hey, we upgraded the speed of the hard drive, now it's like 7,200 RPMs or something?
Yeah, like let me take a look.
Because that would be
Um,
fucking crazy. That's like insane if you're not putting an SSD. I mean, I get
I'm
it.
gonna
Those
see
games.
like,
Eh.
is it micro? It says it's using. Okay, it says the onboard SSD. Then I don't know what that person was telling me. Then I don't understand what the fuck Oh, I'm an idiot. You can't. I guess you can't upgrade the internal, but you can use the. Okay, I'm on. I gotta read that article again. My apologies for the misinformation there. Please
Oh, you're
don't
fine.
post about this on the Reddit. What?
Yeah. Don't post about this on Reddit, Tom.
Please. But
Um,
what the fuck was I gonna say? All right. Anyways, no, yeah, but like it has a 256 gigabyte on board SSD, 4 times larger than the Switch OLED of 60, which is still nothing. These games are huge.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Well,
Cyberpunk is coming to the Switch.
yeah, 64. I think it's gonna be 64 gigabytes or something like that.
mm-hmm.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's not enough. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, they
Whatever.
do have the thing where you could upgrade the storage using microSD Express cards. I didn't even know microSD Express cards were a thing until like 3 days ago. So that's yeah, I thought that was just
I'll look
I
it up.
thought it was just
How much
micro
will
SD.
how
I
much
thought it was
will
just
those
micro SD and that
cost?
was it. But apparently
Yeah,
micro
I was actually
SD
curious.
Express are a thing now. So I didn't
Micro
know that
SD
was.
Express card. Let's see.
Like, I don't know what the difference between a regular micro SD and an Express one is. Like,
I don't even
I mean,
know.
Express
Micro
just probably
S.
means faster speed and transfer times in
Yeah.
general.
yeah.
Micro
So.
SD 256 gigabyte micro SD Express card is
Oh, it's more expensive too.
60 bucks. 128 gigabytes is $45.
I mean, it's pricey, but also not really like.
It's not egregious.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world, not like the best either. So, but I'm kind of curious on those read-write speeds because, like, if it's an SSD, what speed is that SSD? You know what I mean? Like, what read-write is that?
Up to
Um,
800. This one, the SanDisk one, is up to 880
Wait,
megabytes.
does the
Uh,
Switch have an SSD? Like, is it confirmed to
read.
be an SSD?
Yeah, Mike just read that.
yeah,
880
oh,
megabytes
that's fine.
read and 650 megabytes write
Because I just
for
figured that
this.
the Switch usually just uses like flash memory or something for like I don't know. Like I
I
just
have
figured that's just
no
what the Switch
idea.
always used.
I'm
Like
not
I
looking
know the
into it
regular
right now.
Switch just used. I just know the regular Switch uses flash memory, right? At least for the onboard storage, right? So
Yeah,
I just
but
figured this
they
would be a
their whole
similar
thing
thing.
has been touting like faster load times. I also like
Yeah.
I understand it's a Switch and it's Nintendo, but like it's 2025. You can't be releasing. I mean, who knows? Maybe we're all wrong and they are releasing it with a hard drive. But Mike, you just read it,
Well,
right?
it's obviously not a hard drive. I mean, like where are you gonna put like an HD, like a hard drive in that
Well,
thing?
yeah,
You
okay,
know?
yeah, fair enough.
So it's got to be flash memory. Imagine like having a hard drive in that it's like clicking and everything, and just like I don't think it could fit. You know?
Yeah, but I don't think it's that. I think it's an SSD.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
an
don't know. I
SSD.
gotta double check. But this is Nintendo we're talking about. I don't even know. I don't even think they know what an SSD is. You know?
Mike,
That's
didn't you
funny.
just read it?
Did you
It
read
said it
it?
was an SSD, but like I'm not on that web page anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna look at it. Nintendo Switch 2 SSD. Mm,
Okay, I'm really curious now.
dude, if it's not an SSD, then
Because I didn't hear anything about the Switch using an SSD. I just know that it has 256 gigabytes, but I don't know. I didn't think it was an SSD
I mean,
though.
maybe I'm wrong, but the thing what I
Yeah.
just saw said it was, but I don't fucking know. It could be
Yeah,
anything at
because
this
everything
point.
I see just says internal storage, but doesn't say what the internal storage is.
Yeah, right. I'm
uh,
Yeah.
we'll figure that out
Yeah.
later. But I'm
Honestly,
going
if I have to
just
put money down, I just think it's just flash memory. If I have to put
I'm
money
just
down.
gonna assume it's an SSD. I'm gonna not assume the worst of Nintendo. I'm just gonna
I am.
assume they'll be smart and put an SSD in there.
Well, because if you extend it using, micro SD, and obviously micro SD is flash, right? So I'm assuming you're just adding extra flash on top of what's already there, you know?
But are you
So I don't know.
extending it or are you just adding different memory? I
I
don't
don't know.
fucking know
I don't
anyways.
even know. I don't know anymore.
I don't understand. But
Memory,
regardless,
all shit's complicated. But
this thing just listen. When I saw first that it was 450, I was like, "That's more than I want it to be," but that's fine. Like it didn't deter my interest in the console. Now, Twan, are you
oh,
shocked that it was 450 at all? initially? First of all, what
Honestly,
price
not.
is it for you in Canada? What's the price in Canada for you?
It's $630. Six
Fucking
Jesus,
thirty.
Mary and
Christ.
Joseph.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Jesus, dude,
600.
you guys stink
Yeah.
sometimes. Um, all right, so $630. That's
Canadian.
insane. Are you? Oh, well, this is gonna sound fucking crazy. Were you
Yeah.
shocked at all to see that it was six hundred thirty
Honestly,
dollars?
honestly not. I was expecting the worst just because of the whole tariff situation going on right
Mm-hmm.
now. So I was already like getting ready for it, you know. Like I even made a tweet like I think a few weeks before this, and I said, "Yeah, the Switch 2 is releasing at the worst possible time," you know,
No, it
like with
is.
all this shit going
Mm-hmm.
on. I'm like,
It
so like, I was
actually
I
is.
was expecting the worst. So yeah, so I'm not even that surprised. Honestly, it's kind of a little less than I was expecting. Honestly, like I thought it was going to be even crazier. Like I was really anticipating the worst with this thing. So I'm not
Well, I'm
honestly
upset at
with
least it wasn't
what it
worse.
is. Like I'm fine with it. It's around the same prices of a PS5. I'm okay with that personally. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think it's like $20 less Canadian than like a PS5. I'm pretty sure, at least with a disc drive. So I'm pretty sure like the digital PS5 is cheaper actually. Now I think about it than the
It should
Switch
be.
too.
What? Oh, then the
Yeah,
Switch 2?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
well, I don't know what it is anymore because I haven't kept up.
Yeah.
But I know, like, when I got my digital at soon after launch, it was
Yeah.
400. So, but then again, they've also adjusted the price and everything since then. So I don't
Sure,
know
sure, yeah.
what's
Yeah, I
going
think
on.
it's definitely cheap. I think that pretty sure the digital PS5 is definitely cheaper than the Switch 2 for sure. But yeah, but the regular disc one is definitely like I think I'm pretty sure that was like 20 extra dollars. But anyways, I'm fine with the price, you know. Like I was gonna get it either way. I was, you know,
Yeah,
I
sure.
was like I said, I was prepared for the worst. Like, there's Mario Kart, so it's like I have no choice. You know, absolutely zero choice. You know, I can't miss out on Mario Kart. It's just checkmate for them. You know, it is what
Yeah.
it is. I gotta
Game
bite the
over.
bullet. You know,
They've
I gotta
won.
bite the bullet, and that's it. It is what it is. You know,
They've
so
won
yeah,
again.
yeah. Damn,
So,
this it's the
Every
angriest I'm gonna
time,
be
every
buying a game
time.
day one. You know,
Twan's not too surprised by the price. I was a
yeah.
little surprised, but like I said, I wasn't like put off to
What
where
does
like I'm.
surprise me though, what does surprise me is the price of the games. That's what
Well, that's
surprises me.
Yeah.
exactly
I
where I'm
wasn't.
headed next
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I when they said 450, I was still kind of on board. Probably not
yeah.
day one, but I was still kind of like, maybe, yeah. And then I saw the price of the games, and I was like, yo,
Yeah, they're setting a
y'all
new
are
standard. Let's just say that.
y'all are fucking never. I can't say that on the show. Y'all are stupid. Y'all are really really stupid. Is what I'll say. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's what's sad about me saying that is that they're not stupid at all because people are
Yeah.
dude. So many people are gonna buy those games
Oh, 100%.
at
They
like
know people
record
are gonna buy
numbers.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like I can sit here and say they're stupid and you know greedy and a horrible company. It just with questionable more. I could say all that, but I mean they're probably gonna break records. They'll probably sell like 100 million copies of Mario Kart, and you know
Mhm.
is what it is. So yeah, when I saw the price of the games, I was just kind of like, okay, you lost me.
Mhm.
You lost me. I went from being like 50-50 on this thing before seeing the price of the games to now I'm like 1090. I'm just like I
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
it's hard for me, dude. Just to think of like, buying all those games at full price. It's like someone said like a grand is like
But the best
yeah,
1080.
part,
Vinny.
Yeah.
yeah, but the best part about the games being $80 is that's just not gonna drop in price. You know,
Nope.
it's gonna be
Ever,
eighty
yeah.
dollars. It's gonna be $80 5 years from now. You know,
Yep.
Oh
from
my
the
You
day
might
it
god.
get one
releases.
sale a year where it goes down to 70.
I
Pat
hate
yourself on the
myself.
back.
That's the best
It's
part is like Nintendo does not drop the prices of their games, you
they
know?
never do,
Like
dude.
it's Breath of the Wild is still proudly sitting at that full price,
Mm-hmm.
$60, you know? And it's funny because the Switch 2 version is $70.
But
$70 for a game that's 8 years old. Think about that.
yep, yep. It's it Nintendo like I don't know like and to be fair, it's I mean, I guess not really being fair. Dude, Nintendo's a company that I just can't. Tom in the chat says can't wait to play Cyberpunk on it. Let me tackle that first, because my whole interest in the Switch 2, I'm gonna be real. I don't have any nostalgia at all for Nintendo. Like most people do. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing because, to be real, most people grew up playing Nintendo. It's just if you're in
Mhm.
your 30s, late 20s, 40s, whatever the case, 50s, for fuck's sakes, whatever the case may be, odds are good. If you were a kid who played video games, you probably played Nintendo.
Mhm.
But like, I just didn't have that. I played Nintendo at like Boys and Girls Club, but like when I got home, I had a PlayStation 1. And then I got a PS2, and then I got an Xbox. My like experience with Nintendo was like at Boys and Girls Club or at like my friend's house with a GameCube or something, like once or twice every 2 weeks. So I don't have any nostalgia really. I just think Metroid's cool, and
Mhm.
that's about it. And I like the new Zelda games. So when I was looking at this console, I was like, okay, $80 for games. That's $450. That's before this whole tariff bullshit. And I'm
Mhm.
like, is this even really worth it? Because like
Yeah.
I'd really just be buying it to play shit like Cyberpunk. But the thing is,
Yeah.
I already have
Well, I
two
guess Metro
handhelds.
Prime 4. I guess Metro
Yeah,
Prime 4 too.
Metroid Prime 4, but that's
Yeah.
also on the regular Switch.
Yeah, unless you really want to play it at 60 FPS with like 4K and all that kind of shit, you know.
But the thing is, the what's the shit? I just blanked. They showed off Metroid Prime 4. I can't remember if it was early this year or late last year. It might have even been like mid last year when they showed that off.
Yeah, they showed up
Um,
like sometime last year, I think. Yeah.
yeah, and like Digital Foundry was like, this is definitely like this is running on a Switch,
Mhm.
like an original Switch.
Yeah, it looks because
And
I know it's Retro Studios, and if they know how to like optimize for the Switch, they know how they know what they're doing. Like if
yeah,
anyone knows how to do it, it's them. Like they'll get that shit running. I'm pretty sure Metroid Prime 4 is gonna run at 60 FPS on this regular
that's what
Switch. I
I'm
wouldn't be
saying. Like
surprised if it did. Like,
Metroid Prime 4, like if it runs at 60 FPS, which I have no reason to believe it won't, because what they showed off was running at 60 FPS, and from all that we know, or that at least people who probably would know are speculating, it was running on a Switch. Plus,
yeah.
I look at Metroid Prime Remastered versus Metroid Prime 4.
That also
Obviously,
ran at 60 FPS, Metroid Prime
yeah,
Remastered, and that looked
yeah.
great as well.
Metroid Prime Remastered looks great on the Switch, and it runs
Yeah.
great on the Switch. So if Metroid Prime 4 runs like that, I gotta be real. I'm not tempted to go out and buy a Switch 2 just to run it
Mhm.
at like 4K.
Yeah.
I really don't care. Like, I like Metroid, but not like Metroid isn't fucking Halo to me. Metroid
Yeah, that's
isn't
true.
Elder Scrolls 6. Like, it's not that. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
like, me looking at it, I'm like, dude, I'll be playing like Cyberpunk and, you know, may watch I'll buy Elden Ring on it or something and never play it again
Yeah.
like I did with my PS5. So like
But like you said, you also have the PC handles that could already take care of
ex-
that for you.
exactly. And so like when
Right.
I look at it, I'm like there's just not much of a reason for me to get it cuz I don't care about exclusives the way most people who get a Switch do. Like the only reason I bought my original Switch was to play Skyrim on the go. It wasn't because of anything Switch was doing
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far as their own games. It was just Skyrim on the go. That's the only reason I bought it.
Yeah.
So like I'm all set, but like I want to hear about specifically Yutuan because the games are $80. And now
Mhm.
you might have more insight on this because I've gotten mixed answers on this. Are physical games more expensive than the digital games?
So it looks like there was a screenshot in Europe where it was showing $90 for the physical games, and some people are saying that's still a thing that's happening in Europe, where the physical games for some reason are more expensive. But as far as I'm aware, in US, it's going to be the same price for physical games. So it's still going to be the
Okay.
$80 for the physical games. So
Okay.
that's what I at least from what I've seen, that's what it is. Because I've even seen listings of Mario Kart World, and it's still $80 for this physical version. So it looks like it still looks like it's $80. It looks like it's not gonna there's not gonna be any physical tax or something like that. So yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that, at least in the
Well,
U.S. But
that's positive
unless
because
these tariffs change anything, I don't know because they are reevaluating things now, I guess. But who knows, right?
yeah,
So yeah.
reevaluating
But
a bunch of stuff.
as of right now, it
Probably,
seems
yeah.
like it should be $80. Even then, $80. Obviously, that's still another topic, right? The fact that the games are $80 in the first place, you know. So
Which is going to lead us into another topic, but I
yeah,
obviously want to finish this one up. But like, because I initially thought that they were charging 80 for digital and 90 for physical, and I was like, yo, that is so completely backwards. Because like digital, you're paying for the convenience. Like,
yeah,
like I can go to GameStop or any store for that matter, just go to like their bargain bin thing of games and pick out like a couple of games for like $40. No
yeah,
problem. Versus like if I want to get a couple of games digitally, it's like, yeah, it's gonna probably cost, I mean, unless they're on like a steep sale, it's probably gonna cost you more, but you're also paying that for the convenience of like I don't have to go out to the store. I don't have to wait to get it shipped to me. I don't have to go
yeah,
meet somebody in a fucking
yeah.
alley who's selling used
Yeah,
games or whatever. Like,
and hopefully it's in stock. You have to worry about
yeah,
a stock issue or anything like that too.
exactly. So you're paying for the convenience. So when I saw, or when I initially thought that physical games were more expensive than digital, I was like, dude, that just doesn't, that officially makes no fucking sense. So,
Yeah.
are Tuan, like $80 games, you're getting Mario Kart off the bat.
Well,
That's a given,
I have
right?
no choice.
You don't
Yeah,
have
I
a
got no
choice.
choice.
So are
Yeah.
you getting the Switch with Mario Kart, or are you? I mean, I would assume, right?
I mean, I was honestly like the smart thing would be to get that, but at the same time, I really want a physical copy. So like, I think I'm really just
Oh
thinking of
yeah.
getting the physical copy. So
But if
yeah,
I'm not
so
mistaken, the physical copy though only comes with the download, right? Or
no, it
whatever.
doesn't. So there's actually there's more confusion on that as well, where some
Okay.
games are so they're labeled. Some games are labeled right as a game key card, and basically what
Yeah.
those are is it's basically just basically a cartridge that doesn't really have any of the game data on it, and you click and once you plug it in, it basically is a key for you to download the game. So you just basically have to download a patch,
But
and
they're
once
not
you
all
download
like
that
that,
patch,
right? You just said.
yeah, not all of them are like that. Like literally, you'll
Okay.
see in the front of the case if it's labeled. Like it'll have a label saying this is a game key card. It does not contain the data locally, right?
Okay.
So as far as I'm aware, games like Mario Kart, the new Donkey Kong game, those are gonna have the game on the actual card. So not all of
Mm.
them are like that, thankfully. So so yeah, that's another thing that there's a lot of confusion on. People are saying, "Oh, we're just buying digital games." It's like, not all of them are like that. But there is one thing that's really bad when it comes to the physical games. It's like honestly, like it's even worse than the game key cards. Is where the some yeah, like how Zelda and Metroid Prime 4 have
Yep.
the Switch 2 edition.
Yep.
So those physical
Mm-hmm.
copies are even worse because what they're doing with those is you have the game, right? And the physical card is basically the Switch 1 version of the game. And to get the Switch 2 version, it has a download code they can only use once. And once you use that, then you basically only have the Switch 1 version physically. So
What the fuck?
how dumb is that? So basically, if you want to resell that game after, you could only basically sell the Switch 1 version of the game. Like you can't
That's
sell
actually
that as
really
the Switch 2
stupid
version. Like is how
because
bad is that? Like
I
like
didn't understand. That's not how I understood it. So that's fucking really dumb because I thought it
yeah.
was gonna be like how Xbox, like I
Yeah,
have,
honestly, it would have been a better situation if it was the Xbox route with like smart
yeah,
delivery or something,
like I have
because
the fuck
at least you
X
could sell it,
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it might not be locally on the disc, but at least you could sell it after, and someone
Exactly.
could
Like
still use it. Like,
I have Cyberpunk. I could take Cyberpunk to someone's house
yeah,
and put it in their console, and it would be I mean, if they were on a Series X or well, Series X,
yeah, yeah.
then it would be the
And
Series
as long
X
as they have the
version.
internet too, right? As long as they have
Yeah, as
internet too,
long as they
right?
have the
So,
internet, it would be the Series X version. Versus
yeah,
that's what I thought this was. That's why, like when I
yeah,
saw it, I was like, "That's stupid," but whatever.
yeah,
So it's literally just you get one download, and after you've used
yeah,
it, that's it.
yeah. But like for the Switch, those are for the Switch 2 edition games for like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Metroid Prime 4 remastered. So basically, they're just shipping you the Switch One version of the game on a cart, and then the Switch 2 upgrade is on a download code. So
What the
that's just
fuck
Shout
is
out,
wrong with that company?
it's just really dumb. That's
shout out to Nintendo.
Yeah,
By
they
the
somehow
way,
screwed it up. They somehow screwed that up. I don't know how, but
yeah.
they did it. They pulled it off. So
Props to Nintendo.
yeah,
The only company to literally own a slave in Canada. Shout out
yeah,
Oh yeah,
Nintendo.
true.
yeah.
Um,
So,
so look it up if you don't know.
but yeah, the game key cards though are not like a lot of people obviously hate those, but at the very least, at least you could take those cards out and you could sell them after. It's not a one-time use code. You know. So, because like once you plug the game key card in, it just acts as a license essentially to use it. You know, kind of like how it's basically like buying an Xbox game, like a Call of Duty, right? You buy Call of Duty on the Xbox. It doesn't really have the game data on it, but you put
Just
it in and
download
you
it.
could download the game, right? And as long as the disc is in, you could play the game. That's basically how the game key cards work. So, yeah.
It being a one-time download really kind of.
Yeah, but it's just the Switch 2 edition games that are really dumb. But at least like I said, the game key cards, people hate those, but at least you could sell those after at the very least, as long as the
That's
internet's
fucking
still up,
crazy.
you know.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah,
So
that's like there's a lot of shit going on with when it comes to the physical games. Those are just like the three versions of it, right? There's the games like Mario Kart World, those are totally fine. Game key cards, not locally on the cart, but you could still reuse it, you could still sell it. And then there's the, you know, number three, which is the Switch 2 editions that just have the Switch 1 card. So those are your three flavors of Switch 2 physical games at the moment. So yeah, that's the
God,
situation.
yeah, and so there was. No, man. We'll go into the topic that this kind of curtails
Yeah.
into, and that is so they're charging $80 for games or digital games and seemingly physical games as well.
I think
Um,
so far Marker World's the only game that's $80 right now at the
yeah,
moment. So
yeah. So the way they said it to be quote unquote fair to Nintendo, the way they said it, it's like some games will be 80 and others will be priced appropriately. So I would imagine it's going to be like when the next Zelda comes out, that will be $80. Mario Kart's obviously $80. Metroid Prime 4 is going to be $80. Like I would imagine that's going to be the case, but like
I don't know if Metroid Prime. Well, to be fair, we don't have a release date for Metroid Prime 4 yet, surprisingly. But I thought that'd be a launch
Yeah,
title,
it's gonna get
honestly.
delayed and then reworked again.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
They
called
just
Metroid
restart
Prime 5.
development again. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But
so the $80 games leads into I'm going to ask, how do you guys think this affects forget Nintendo, just the industry in general?
but
Because
Oh,
GTA
the
6 is
place.
hundred
Oh yeah,
dollars.
yeah,
GTA
they're
6.
definitely watching.
I think that's the one everyone's talking about is just GTA 6. You know?
Yeah,
well, that's the thing cuz that's why I brought it up is because GTA 6 is like obvious to me cuz like
Yeah.
if Nintendo's going to sit here and say, "Yo, here's the new Mario Kart game for $80. It cost us, I don't know, just a guess. I'm not knowledgeable. Just call it for $50 million to make. It cost us $50 million to make this game. It's we're gonna charge you $80. It's gonna sell 50 million copies. It's like, dude, if Nintendo's gonna do that, you already know it's a given. Take Two's looking at this like, okay, GTA is $100 now. Like if
yeah.
GTA 5 gets announced or GTA 5, if GTA 6 gets announced and it's not $100, I'm gonna be fucking floored. Like,
That is.
I mean, that is if it's not more, honestly.
Mm.
Knowing Take Two, but like, because GTA is a given, but like, what about? Because me and Ham talk about this a lot. Like, what about just any game? Because it's not going to be just a GTA thing. Because that's how the whole like $70 game thing started. Like, a company did it. Who was the first one to do it? Was it PlayStation? I can't remember. It might no
I think it was EA with like NBA or something like
EA.
that.
Yes, it was 2K.
Yeah.
No, not 2K.
Yeah.
It
Or
was
that 2K.
fucking.
2K.
It was Madden, right? If it was EA, it was Madden. If it was
Oh no, it might have been.
2K,
Yeah, actually, it might have been 2K. Actually, now I think about it, because I'm pretty sure it was a basketball game. I think it was
okay,
NBA.
so then it was Take Two,
Wasn't
which is funny because this comes
uh,
full circle then.
yeah,
But
my first $70 game. Let's figure this out once and for
but
all.
it's like the first $70 game got announced, and then PlayStation, EA, and eventually Xbox was like,
Yep, Take
okay,
Two.
well let's
NBA
let's all
2K21 was the first $70 game.
yes, and everybody was
Yeah,
like, well, we got to get in on this. So it's
yeah.
like I feel like with this, Take Two's like, well, fuck, we're bumping ours to 100, and then I feel like everybody is going to be like, well, then why don't we bump ours to 100? The problem I have with that is like as much shit as I talk about Take Two and them probably charging an egregious price for GTA 6, I'm kind of a piece of shit because I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not get GTA 6. In fact, I'll probably buy it twice. Not
No,
probably, I will because I'm gonna get it on Xbox and I'm gonna get it on PC when it comes to PC. That's just I can talk shit about their business practice or the price they're charging all I want, but that's the way it is. But GTA is GTA, and not every game is GTA. In fact, most other games are not GTA. So like
Physically speaking, too. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
I just
Go on.
I just want to
No,
know
you're right.
like
No, you're right. Sorry.
what do you guys think when like I don't know, Outriders 2 comes out and it's like it's $100. But like is that going to be a norm? Is that going to be like people are people going to go like, "Ooh, fuck no," or is it going to be like, "You know, you're going to get used to this. This is just the way it's going to be."
I don't know, because the thing is, like, I feel like there's only so many games that could get away, at least right now, with $80. Like, obviously, Mario Kart is a game that could get away with it. It's freaking Mario Kart, you know? And example, also GTA. GTA can easily get away with charging a game at $80. But let's say
Oh, yeah.
you released a game like Outriders, right? $80. I don't think they could really get away with that. I feel like they're just asking for it
Oh,
to
they
be a
couldn't even
flop
release
at
that
that.
game at like 60.
Exactly right. You know, like
Exactly.
you'd have to be very confident in your game to release it at $80. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
so I just feel like
that's
I feel
8
there's gonna be a lot more flops if they actually go through with that. You know, like
that's kind of
that price is
my
dropping
thinking.
quick. You know,
Yeah, that's my kind of thinking. Mike, do you think that this impacts the industry as a whole? Like Nintendo doing what they're doing, do you think that impacts the industry as a whole? Obviously, I think we all agree GTA is going to be more expensive. But like
yeah.
outside of
I
GTA,
think as a whole, I mean,
yeah,
like
as a whole.
to some degree, yeah, because this is like absolutely a testing ground for charging games more. Period. Um, would that mean every company's gonna go through with it like quickly? Probably not, but I think
There'll
it
be some that
absolutely is.
try. There's gonna be some that
Yeah, just
try,
someone try it.
realize it's not a good idea because they're not selling it, and they realize they got to drop the price quickly. And
The
then
thing
I
is with
think a lot of
Nintendo,
people,
that's Nintendo is like reaching. It's funny because I think Nintendo could probably be the only motherfucker that can do it.
yeah,
Maybe,
Hmm.
but like maybe. But once again, I recession. I don't know. Things are in general are not looking about how much the
yeah.
Switch 2
Yeah,
is on people's mind. But I mean, whatever. I don't mean it that way, but um, you know, it's possible maybe it'll do great and then some other AAA company will try it and their game fucking just flops even harder and they're fucked.
hmm
Yeah.
So who knows? That's what I got to say is who knows. Like I think it does have an implication on the rest of it and like what it means what other AAA developers are looking at, but time will
Like I
tell
wouldn't be
what the
surprised if
outcome will
Call of
be.
Duty raises the $80. I could see that.
Oh,
Call of
easily.
Duty,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Call of
like
Duty could get
Activision's
away with
probably
it.
be like,
Call of
yeah,
Duty
they
could
could
get away with
definitely
it.
get away with it.
I
100%. Yeah. Like I'm
like,
sure there's people that already spend over $70 on that game right
bro.
now on like the deluxe editions and all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
You know,
for deluxe
the people are like,
edition
oh yeah,
plus buying
people are like, oh, I already
content.
spend that much. Yeah, the people are like, oh, I already spend that much anyways. You know, so
Dude,
I'm sure that it'd be totally fine with them. You know,
was it our buddy Bill? Like
yeah.
when I mean he still buys 2K every year, but like back when he used to really play a ton of 2K, I think he said like buying 2K every year was like $150 because it was like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
buys 2K and then he buys a bunch of in-game currency to go with it, and that's like just an annual thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, if you think about
and
it, games like yeah, those games are basically already over $70 when you think about it. You know,
yes, I mean,
so
if you want to experience them in certain modes and actually have a fun time playing those certain modes, you're spending more than the $70 initially of that game.
so there we go.
That's
Yeah,
that's just the way it is. So
yeah.
like the only thing I'm worried about with this, like, and again, we've kind of moved to GTA here. The only thing that worries me with GTA is like GTA is GTA. Not everything is GTA, but I imagine there's going to be some companies that are like, or maybe some publishers, not so much developers, because I don't think they care too much, but like publishers who are going to be like, oof, well, they're charging 100 for that. So what do we look like charging less? Is that saying our product is inferior? Or like I'm just trying to imagine like how a publisher would look at that. Because it's like, would it get normalized to a point where like if you're not charging this price, you're viewed as like, oh, your product is lesser. Like I don't need your product kind of thing. And I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping it really is just GTA is what I'm saying. I'm hoping it's just GTA and everybody else kind of knows we would love to do that, but we
Knows their
just can't.
place. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we
just know
just
their
can't.
place. Yeah,
Like Call of Duty, like even $100 for Call of Duty. I I don't know. Maybe 80. 80 for Call of Duty
yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
is totally doable, but like 100 for Call of Duty every year? I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It would add
Um
up quick. It definitely make
that
Game
ups-
Pass more appealing, that's for sure. You know.
that that's another way to look at it. I mean, specifically from Microsoft's point of view is like if that is the way the industry goes, um obviously Game Pass price would increase, whatever it might be,
Yeah.
25, $30 a month, whatever the hell they end up doing. But like it makes that service more appealing
Yeah.
for Xbox. It also makes me wonder what PlayStation would do with their service. Are they going to start putting games in their service? Because that would also make their service a lot more appealing to everybody.
Mhm.
So who knows? Tom in the chat, and this will lead us right into the next thing. And then I did say, Mike, we will talk about Doom gameplay because I do know you want to talk about that.
Oh,
But Tom says in the chat, are you guys hyped for Marathon? We should talk about Marathon because it is announced.
not a big fan of
April,
running.
marathons. April
Yeah.
12th is the showcase or the gameplay reveal for Marathon. I had it actually brought up here and then I lost it. Do you know what time that starts, Twan? I know you sent it to me. It's in
So,
the Discord, right?
yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific, I think.
Okay, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Pacific, so that'd be
Yeah.
1 p.m. over where I'm at. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, for the gameplay reveal of Marathon. I want to go around the panel. Do you guys have any high hopes, low hopes, any hopes at all for Marathon?
Honestly, for a second, I thought it
Gonna
was
be
gonna
a
get
game.
canceled. I'm surprised it's still like, it's just seeing all the shit that was going on with Bungie. I'm like, man, there's good on them for like still, getting it done. Like,
Sure.
it just seems like they've like, they've gone through so many like. I know there's like that whole time when they lost like a bunch of like employees and then they rehired a lot of people. I don't even know what's going. I lost track what was going
That
on with
company's
that company.
fucked.
Like, I don't know. Like I don't know their whole current situation right now. But hey man, I'll look at it. I'll see what it's all about. I'll definitely look at it. Like, it's a free to play game too, right? So it's not like I'm
Well,
buying it.
we
So
don't know because when it was initially shown off, it was like they said it was free to play or not shown off when they talked about it and then they showed that weird CGI thing. They said it was a free to play game and that it would be launching everywhere, just like Destiny 2 is. Um, I know since it hasn't been confirmed or really denied, but there were reports that maybe this is going to be a paid game, like in the
oh,
$40 range
but it was announced as like an actual free to
as
play
a,
game,
as a
though,
free to
right?
play game. Yes. So officially, it is a free to play game. I guess on I guess, April 12th, we'll find out for sure. Is it still free to play or have they changed that? Is it going to be launching everywhere? Whatever the case may be, we'll find that out on the 12th.
Mhm.
If it's free to play, I'll say this: I'll give it a shot. I love Bungie. Um, as much as they have fucked up in the past, I don't know how many years at this point.
Years.
I still have a soft spot for Bungie, and I want them to do good, and I want them to make good things, and I want the employees to be proud of the things they make. So I'll give it a shot if it's free to play. Um,
Mhm.
if it's not
I
free
guess
to
they really
play,
gotta sell you that.
yeah, if it's not free to play, then whatever they show on April 12th has to blow me the fuck away. Has to
That needs to be blowed.
Honestly, I'm kind of
yes,
expecting to look at this thing. Kind of just looks like Destiny with like a different skin or something. I don't know. Like,
dude. Because it's just I just don't have a ton of confidence, and I feel like it feels shitty to say, but it's like, wasn't it last year where like ex employees were like, yeah, nobody wants to be making this game.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad press about it.
Yeah, it's like,
When
like nobody
yeah.
but the higher ups want this game to exist. And I'm just like, that doesn't sound like you guys are putting a lot of passion into it, and it doesn't inspire me to really want to play it that much.
Yeah,
So,
like it feels like they're kind of just like phoning it in, you know? It's just like,
yeah.
we're doing it because it's our job to do it, you know? Not
And
like they
here's the
actually want to do it.
and here's the thing, I hope that
Like,
they're not, because dude, Bungie's the only not the only studio, but Bungie's a weird studio in the sense that last year they released one of their best DLCs for one of the biggest live service games going today, and they had a horrible fucking year last year.
mhm.
A horrible year. So like, it's just this is a game where it's like, I don't know. First of all, I don't know how you turn things around off of the back of this game, unless it's like next level amazing, like generation defining kind of thing. I don't know how you turn things around off the back of this game. Second of all, I certainly hope you're not phoning it in, because I don't know that they can afford to. Because like, if this is bad, like PlayStation's already kind of started like the push into like Bungie, because they were at first very hands off, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna kind of start taking things over a little bit here. If this fails, then that's kind of it. And
Oh,
maybe that might
100%.
be a good thing for Bungie to get like the higher ups from inside of Bungie out of there, because they obviously don't know what the fuck they're doing at this point. But like,
Yeah. I mean, wasn't it reported that Bungie, like old CEOs or whatever, or current ones, were like lying about how much money they were actually making,
yeah, it
or
was
like
last year.
inflating. Yeah, they're inflating the numbers, and when they were talking about when they were trying to get bought out by PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's fucking insane. That
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah,
That's
like
that's you would think that's like illegal, probably, but
Yeah, sounds
probably,
illegal. Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know. Like, I'm so conflicted with Bungie, because on one hand, I want this to do great, just because I want the employees to be proud of what they made, but at the same time, if this flopped, then maybe that gets the leadership out of there, and it seems like a lot of the employees don't like the leadership there. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Mike,
Like,
I'm gonna ask you, do you
it
have
might.
any? What's that?
I'm thinking, man, this might even like put like Bungie in at risk in general because if you think about it, the last thing Sony needs right now is like another Concord or something, where like they'll if this fails
Oh,
badly, they will shut down Bungie, if you
it's
really
gonna
think
be
about it.
hard to outdo Concord, because Concord, the problem with Concord, first of all, it didn't retain any of its players at all. It launched on launch night, had like 600 players, and like in a couple days it was in double digits. Like
yeah,
that's not good. But like, I'll say Bungie has something going for them in the sense that they're Bungie.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the name of and that's not no disrespect to the studio. I
Was
don't
it
remember the name of the
Firewalk or
studio.
something?
Is it
Firewalk or
Firewalk or
something like
Fire
that.
Sprite? Don't they have like two, Fire Sprite and Fire? I can't remember. One
I
of
don't
those
know.
studios made Concord, and like they don't have like a there's no like big Fire Sprite game that they
Yeah.
have
No, like
success.
prestige, you know.
Yeah, there's no prestige
Yeah.
to that studio, and it's
Yeah.
again no disrespect to the people who made the game or anything, but it's just they don't have like this big massive history like that Bungie do.
Yeah.
So I think they're afforded, you know, a
Yeah.
certain level of gratitude just off of that.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I don't think it'll be as bad as Concord, even if it's absolutely horrible. I don't think it will be as bad as Concord.
Yeah. Fair.
Um, but you know, who knows? Mike, do you have any like any hopes, high, low, in between for whatever marathon might be when it's revealed on April 12th?
Oh, let me think about that. No, I mean, I just like nothing I've heard about this game has been good news from people that worked on it in the past, from any journalists that's seen it in the past, or or hell, even streamers that apparently played it in the past, and they said, no, I would not play this if you release this. And and it's like I don't have really any hope, but it's up to them to prove it to me, I guess. But it's like if the story is that you don't want to be fucking working on this game, you'd rather be working on, Destiny, the already successful IP that could absolutely be monetized different. Then I don't know. Like to me, it's not really screaming like competence. Pardon me.
Yeah.
What kind of game is Marathon anyways? Like, what is it? Like, is it like a PvP? Like, I don't know.
They said it was
Like,
an extraction shooter.
sure.
But then again, who knows? Maybe it's all different. Maybe it's all different because didn't they say they rebooted it a couple of times?
True.
Like, who knows what the gameplay is? I guess that's the thing we'll find out on the 12th. But like, initially it was an extraction shooter, so we'll see if it still is. And I got to be real. When I hear extraction shooter, my brain just kind of wants to just fall out of my fucking head. Honestly. Um, oh my god. Uh, Tom Tom says I never play. I don't know what he's talking about. He says I never played that type of game, so I'm interested. Uh, I'm assuming you mean like maybe Destiny. I don't know. Tom's played Destiny. Tom plays Destiny, right?
I don't know.
Tom, put that in the chat.
Yeah, Tom played Destiny. Yeah, he did.
Oh, he's talking
I
about
played with him.
extraction shooters. Extraction shooters. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I've played. Isn't Finals technically an extraction shooter? Like at least one of the modes is, I guess. I guess not the mode that we played all the time. I guess, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of extraction shooters. Yes, Escape from Tarkov is like the big one, but I don't know. I've just never been enticed by it. But we'll see how it goes. I don't have huge hopes for a marathon, but I'm willing to give it a shot if it's free to play and it launches everywhere. Uh, but
You think there's a chance that the Xbox version's canceled?
I think there's a chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think here's the thing. I don't think they'll cancel the Xbox version, but if they do, I wouldn't be shocked at all. I wouldn't be shocked by that. Um, because like we mentioned earlier, it was last year where there were reports of like the game might be a paid game and other platforms might be canceled for the game. And like there was that thing of like Sony is kind of starting the takeover of Bungie.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
where it's just completely just swallowing them whole,
yeah,
basically.
and if that's the
Yeah.
case, then you know that might be a good thing for Bungie, but really that I wouldn't be surprised if like Sony went in there and said, yeah, you're definitely not releasing a game on Xbox.
Yeah, because if there's one thing that Sony hates doing, it's releasing games on Xbox. You
Exactly.
know,
Like I wouldn't
I
be
mean,
too
even
surprised if
it's
that was the
funny because
case.
even their games that they're licensing out to Namco to publish. I don't know if you've seen it. Like, there's the Everybody's Golf game. There's the Freedom Wars. It's just
Hmm.
some big Sony IPs that they're basically haven't used in a while, and Namco's licensing them out, and they're releasing them on, Switch,
Yep.
PC, and of course, obviously PlayStation. But you'll notice the trend with those
Everything
is
but
they're just releasing
Xbox.
everything but Xbox, right?
Yep.
So even that, like even with those, Sony's like, oh, you could release everywhere, but just don't release on Xbox. They have like a thing where they just hate releasing shit on Xbox. You know,
They
it's
really
just like
do.
that's just the one platform they cannot ship a game on unless it's like legally bound. It's something like MLB the show, right, where they had no choice. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
yeah,
They
that's
they
the
don't
only
like that.
scenario. Yeah,
But I mean, Tom says hopefully it's better than Concord. Like I said, it's gonna be hard to outdo Concord. It's gonna be hard to outfail Concord. It's like
yeah,
that's like an
that was like a
industry standard for a failure. That's
that's like a new record failure. I think it even like beat ET, like the extraterrestrial on the
yes,
Atari.
it's
Like I think it even beat that.
it is. Concord is literally in the history books and not for any good reason at all.
At least like
Um,
ET made a little bit of money back. Like I don't think
yeah,
Concord got $1 back because they refunded everyone that even bought it. You know.
jeez, yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that's
so they literally made a zero
Yeah,
dollars off that game.
that's kind of crazy to think they made $0.
you know, fuck. Oh
it's
damn.
just
And they were gonna have
I.
that game become like a TV series, movies, you name it. Like,
It
That's
was
like
gonna be
that's like
their Star Wars, they said. Oh God, that's tragic, dude.
yeah,
It's
it's really bad. It just sucks everyone involved making that and just seeing that's what happened to it. You know,
yeah.
like I didn't want to show my face in public. Like I'd be like take my name off the credits. I don't want to be on that. you know,
Get my
like
name out of the credits.
yeah,
It just, yeah, tragic.
yeah.
That is absolutely
Yeah.
tragic. But like I said, at least Bungie can't fail that hard. So they got that going. They got
I'm
that
sure
going
they'll
for them.
make more. I'm sure they'll make more than $0 off this game.
Exactly.
You know.
They'll definitely make more than $0 on Marathon. So that's a good starting point,
But
I suppose.
it's literally like all you have to do is make $1 and then you've already outdone Concord. Just think about that. Like,
So Doom gameplay, Mike,
oh my god,
or just
conversation for me.
Doom previews. What like I'm gonna obviously we're going to Mike first because Mike's the biggest Doom fan here. So what I mean, dumb question. What are your thoughts, Mike, on the seemingly incredibly positive previews for Doom: The Dark Ages?
I think it looks absolutely awesome. It looks like everything I could hope it could be, like with what they're going for, and that it stays true to a lot of gameplay ideas that they've had in the past. Like it's a combination, absolutely, of classic Doom, 2016, and
Combination.
Eternal. What Matt said, of all those, and I think it looks incredible. I especially think the addition of sliders is perfect. Um,
Yeah,
like
that's
for
pretty cool.
like difficulty sliders, because it's not necessarily just difficulty. You can make the game faster if you want. And I was watching gameplay of it at 150% game speed, and dude, it was like fucking crazy. And this is coming from someone that plays Doom Eternal on Nightmare like exclusively. Like it was crazy because it's like a whole new way of like you have to be parrying attacks, you have to be like using your flail, you got to be like it's like I keep seeing a lot of previews saying how different it is from all the other Dooms, and I'm like, I don't know. I see a lot of 2016 and Eternal right here, but like, I mean, like, it's I think because everyone's like, oh, I'm not jumping anymore. It's not like this. I'm like, yeah, not. Anyways, that's a different conversation. But like, I love that. I love the idea of having to still get your ammo and health back by doing specific things. I love the fact it's more accessible at this doing it now and not as multi-button pressy because that's even my problem was how many buttons you got to press at certain points. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. And I don't think that is very fun for everyone. And sometimes even for me, I start up a session. So I like the idea of mainlining the button presses or streamlining. The idea of combos is fucking insane. They were saying how you can like link together combos. Um, but I think it looks great. I mean, they showed I just love watching the level where they're like it's kind of semi-open world, kind of, sorta, not really, kind of.
Yeah.
It's more like it's like kind of like you're dropping on like a multiplayer map essentially or something of like any other. And you just
It's
go
like
around like
MW3's campaign.
yeah, yeah. It's like you just kind of go around completing just like little taking out air enemies and their encampments, and you can go find secrets off and like dungeons and stuff to explore and puzzles to solve to get better loot and currency and you name it. And I'm just like, this is fucking awesome. Like this
Yeah.
looks insane. Like this looks like so fun. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Which we're literally only like, what's the date today?
It's the 6th, so a month
When's
and
it
2
officially come
days.
out?
It's the 8th, right? And that's that's
Oh, okay.
that's that's normal release because I
Wait a minute, I got the
believe
premium edition.
yeah, the
So I mean,
early
I'm playing it
access
on.
is 2 days early or 3 days.
Is it 2 or 3?
I can't
I
remember.
honestly can't remember now. Too many games
but
are
yeah.
changing it up and it's pissing me off. Stick to a formula,
Bro,
please.
it's
Stop.
nuts. It's. I wish it
I
would all
hate
just
it.
be 5. I wish it would just all be 5. Make it all 5.
It's just like so many games. Like it's gonna be 1 day. No, it's 2 days. It's 3. Oh, here's a 2-week trial. I'm like, what the fucking talking about? Like, what are you doing? Confusing me. But no,
It is confusing.
yeah, it's a couple days. But we're literally a month away now. At least I know I am because I pre-order. I don't give a shit. Don't pre-order. Remember, no pre-orders. Like they think it's fucking Call of Duty still. But I hate that. Everyone thinks they're Makarov. Anyways, or whatever the hell like the twink from Modern Warfare was. But I'm excited as hell, dude. I love id, and it makes me happy seeing how excited Hugo is every time he's interviewed. He's like, I used to like draw mechs and stuff for what's that? Was it Pacific Rim? And like, he's like, now you're driving a mech, and he's like, look at it, and it's like incredible. He's like all hyped up and happy. It makes me happy because I remember how he used to talk about that in Doom Eternal, like in his streams all the time, where like he was saying in Doom Eternal, like they wanted the last DLC, like the developers or the artists there and other developers wanted to have a scene or a level where you actually control one of the giant mechs. But they couldn't do it because during COVID and lockdown, they had to make that entire second DLC. I'm pretty sure even the first one, maybe, or at least they had some grounds. I can't remember. But I know the entirety of. Yeah, no, both of them. Am I talking about when it came out? From home, they had to do it all from home. So it's kind of hard to create entire new gameplay mechanics when you're not there to like properly help one another. So this game is kind of just a combination of so many just awesome things just finally being able to happen, and I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely fucking amped. I can't wait.
I'm right there with you, first of all. Blind in the chat says, yo, what's up, boys? Blind. What's going on, father? What's going on, father? You new father? Blind just had a kid, everybody. But
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
I almost said happy birthday. Dude, I'm so out of it.
Happy birthday, Blind.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. How about that? Same thing.
Isn't that like in June?
And then
No, he just had the baby. Oh,
and then Tom says he wasn't a twink, he was a manly man. How about Makarov?
Shut up, twink.
I'm inclined to agree
Twink
with Tom
denier.
on this.
I don't know. In the remake, he was not a manly man.
Oh yeah, remake.
I don't know. I don't remember. Wait, maybe I do remember Makarov. But
yeah, he was in MW3, right? Yeah.
He looked like a sweaty drug addict in the original. I remember that much.
Probably was. Twan, I'm gonna go to you. I'll go last on this. What I'm assuming you've seen the Doom, the Dark Ages
man,
previews.
it looks fantastic. Yeah, it's definitely. I can't honestly. I don't know if I'm more excited for this game or Mario Kart. Like it's kind of like I've been waiting so long for Mario Kart, but at the same time, it's like I'm always so down for a new Doom game. Like I've always been like.
I respect that because Mario Kart is. I get that.
Mario Kart is a big deal for me, right? Like Like I always say, like Mario Kart 8 is like the game, like almost like kind of like refueled my love for gaming in a way because I was kind of like in a little bit of a rut, and I saw Mario Kart 8 come out, and I just got a Wii U. I played that game. I was like, yes, I love video games. That was like the I love video games moment I had. Like when I played that game again, I was like, this is it. Just like everything about that game, like just the way it controlled the music, the courses. I just loved it. And
the thing about Mario Kart, I know what you mean. It's something magical. There's like that type of.
And the thing about me is like obviously like it's even a nostalgic thing for me because I played Mario Kart 64 is one of the first video games I've ever played in my life. So like I go deep when it comes to Mario Kart. it's been a thing with my whole life pretty much when it comes to Mario Kart. So it's a big deal for me. Obviously, you know me, I love racing games too, right? So it's up my alley as well. But anyways, Mario Kart aside, Doom looks fantastic. Like I've always been big into Doom as well. I remember when the Doom 2016 was coming out, and they were showing it on E3, right? And it was everyone because it was in the same E3 presentation that Fallout 4 was being showed off in, and of course everyone was just excited for Fallout 4. But I felt like I was the only guy there that was like, "Nah, Doom." Like, I felt like I was the only one. I swear to God. But it's funny because like nowadays like Doom 2016 it's like regarded as like a masterpiece these days, and I felt like I almost felt like I
Crazy,
was
that's
right in a
almost
way,
10 years ago.
right? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy. It was
right.
so long ago.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
explode. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I know, man. Time needs to slow the hell down, man.
I remember getting
Dude.
Doom 2016 from
That's throw
GameStop
up.
used,
Yeah.
and I played it, and I was like, "This is gonna sound fucking crazy considering how much I love that game." I played it, and I was like, "I don't like this," and I took it back. And then a couple years later, probably like 2018, I just saw it on sale. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll try it again."
Mhm.
And I started playing it,
Yep.
and dude, this is incredible. I don't know what was wrong with me the first time I played it, but it's fucking great.
Same thing, Matt. The first time I played 2016, I got up to a certain point, I'm like, ah, whatever. And then I replayed. I'm like, actually, this was pretty good. I enjoy this a lot. And then I get Doom Eternal on launch day, and I played. I'm like, oh my god. Like it kind of reminded me like what I didn't like about 2016 and or whatever. And then it was just more difficult for my brain. Then one day I picked it up again, and I was like, oh my fucking god, this is crack. And I 2,000 hours later, like it was like
it just all clicked.
2,000 hours
It was-
later.
Like
Yeah.
just
It's
all
like,
your brain just turned on. Yeah.
Dude, it was weird, dude. It's like it's something wasn't aligned yet, and I think it kind of like
Yeah.
it's just our brains weren't wired to need to react that fast. Because a lot of shooters we probably played before that just weren't as fast paced as those games.
Yeah.
Like when you think
Definitely
about it, like
not.
it's like I used to play a lot of fast paced stuff on like what my Windows 98 PC, but I wasn't on my Windows 98 PC and PS4. So
So
it's
like,
like,
so am I the only one here that actually like got Doom 2016 on day one and just absolutely loved it? I think I'm the only one.
I mean, I
here.
can't remember if I got a day one
Yeah.
or on like opening like month.
I
I
got that shit
that
day one.
fucking how old was I then? How old am I now? I'm dying. I think I was like 19
Mike's
when it came
37.
out. I'm 30. Wait a minute. No, yeah, I'm 30.
Oh man.
But yeah, I just turned 30.
Welcome to the age.
Happy
Oh, that's
birthday.
right.
Fucking
Welcome to the
dingus.
age
You gifted me a
podcast.
birthday present.
I
still gotta play more
I
Adam
thought
Fall.
you turned 29 for some reason.
Dude, I gotta play more Adamfall because that game also is like so unbelievably unique.
It
But I
is.
can't sit
It's
down
really
and play
good.
anything right now. And it's not even not just like, oh, it's unique. It's like actually fun and good. It's like, but it's like trying to get me to do anything that isn't, fighting hordes of heretics is impossible for me right now. If I'm not stimming an entire like match, I'm depressed. Sad.
I just realized something. I didn't even talk about Doom the Dark Ages yet. We just completely got off topic.
Yeah, that's I was just I'm glad you realized that because I was just about to pass it right back to you, Twan.
Yeah, I was gonna about to say, I was like, man, I didn't even talk about Doom Dark Ages. I was
So-
talking about like how I like Doom. I was like,
So we're all
But-
excited, obviously. I think that
Yeah.
goes without saying. I'm gonna ask you, Twan, did you get the premium edition or the premium upgrade or whatever?
honestly, the
whichever
thing
one?
is, I'm still debating on what platform I should even get it on right now. Like, I'm still like,
I would
I kind of
imagine
want to get
you'll
on
probably get it on
PS5.
PlayStation.
I kind of want to get on PS5, but I mean, I kind of also want to get on Xbox. I don't know. I'm kind of debating. It depends because I know Doom Eternal is technically a little bit better on Xbox because I have a feeling they might
Yes.
optimize it more for Xbox. I don't know. I want to see
Put
like
it this
I
way.
don't know.
If
Like
do you have a PS5 Pro?
no.
Then get it on Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you really want to play it on PS5.
Yeah. And I'm still thinking about it.
Uh,
I'll probably make the decision like a few days before release or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Although to be fair, like I think how it normally goes now that the PS5 Pro is out is like the PS5 Pro. I mean, within like the last month or so, because when the PS5 Pro first came out, it was not very great, but it's gotten better. And like I know Assassin's Creed Shadows is like really, apparently
Yeah,
really
it's a
really
good-
amazing
it's a big
on
of it, yeah.
on the PS5 Pro. So
Yeah.
like I guess it'll be like the PS5 Pro is the best console version of games.
Mm.
Series X probably be second best. PS5 digital or physical, obviously, will be third, and then Series S is just kind of in the back, fourth,
Yeah, just chilling. Yeah.
just hanging out. So yeah, you're hyped for it. I mean, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
right now, I really want to get the premium. Like, I really want to get the premium version with the statue. I just don't think I'm going to. I just got a bass guitar. I just can't. I just can't. Like, I would like to, but I just can't. I'll probably end up getting the premium upgrade and then buy the game when it's on sale.
The thing is
Um,
about with Doom is like I'll definitely get it on Xbox and PlayStation at some point. It's just a matter of what I'm gonna play on it first. That's really all it really comes down to because
yeah,
I always end up getting it on both consoles anyways. So that's just how it usually goes. Like 2016, I originally got that on Xbox, and I played on PS4 after. And then with Eternal, I played that on PS4, and then I play on Xbox. Like I'll usually play it on both of them. That's just usually how it is. It's just an excuse to play it twice, really. So
that's fair. I mean, I'll play it
yeah.
twice. I'll get it on PC
Yeah.
again once it's on sale. I mean, yeah, dude, I can't wait. Like this whole year, honestly, is kind of fucked for games, and not in a bad way. And like, there's holy shit, there's so many fucking things to play. I don't know what to do, kind of way.
Yeah.
Because I was playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I was really enjoying that game. It's really great. And then South of Midnight came out. And then also in between that, Adamfall came out. And then in a couple of I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks, we're gonna have Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And then a couple weeks after that, it's Doom: The Dark Ages. And then somewhere in there, apparently, I don't know if you guys knew about this, or maybe you have. I think I talked to you about it, Mike. But apparently, Oblivion remake is going to be announced and dropped this month.
Yeah, I
What?
heard some people saying it might even release tomorrow. I was like, I don't know about that.
I don't know about
They'll
that.
just shadow.
I don't know
They
about
said,
all
oh, it's just
that,
gonna,
but
they're gonna just shadow drop it tomorrow.
yeah, but like apparently that's going to be announced and released this month. So it's like there's just there's just there's way too many things to play, and I'm kind of overwhelmed by it all, quite frankly. But I'm enjoying it nonetheless. Uh, but I'm trying to think if there's anything that we should talk about before we end the show here, because really the main topics were obviously uh, the Nintendo Switch too. So I don't know. You guys have anything you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Um, you would actually what Doom the Dark Ages kind of reminds me of. Like, I didn't even mention
So
this. I forgot to mention this. Kind of reminds me of like classic Doom in a way. How there's like no jumping. You kind of just strafe all over the place. It's kind of like if you think about it, it's kind of like a classic Doom game. In like,
You can still jump.
can you jump in Dark Ages? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
was
mean,
about to say
well,
you
you
can
can't jump in
definitely
the
jump.
same way. You can't jump in like the same way you could in like Eternal and like 2016. It's not like the main focus.
No,
Of
yeah,
how
it's
you.
just not. It's definitely not as like
Yeah,
vertical as those two for sure. I mean, you can still jump, but
yeah,
it's more like a. I feel almost like it's treated like an opening move rather than like. It's
yeah.
like, dude, when you walk in that game, all you hear is like, boom, boom, like you're fucking like
Yeah,
just like rage stomping through, and I love it, dude. I love that so much. Like you're not like there to fuck if to do anything else other than just kill absolutely everything and be a one man army, and it's fucking awesome. And you're geared to do it, and that's what I love. You have a shield. You're gonna be able to block things, stand your ground, and then fucking attack back. It's great. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
wait.
But like my point was, is like the game is like, yeah, it's just more vertical, right? Like a classic Doom game, right? Like a classic Doom game is very vertical, and it's kind of the same way, but like in a modern way. So,
Yeah,
so it's
Yeah.
kind of it's interesting to think about it in that way. I think, but
it is. It is. It's gonna be.
yeah,
That is my prediction. Even though, I mean, realistically, if GTA comes out, GTA is probably gonna win it. But I just
yeah.
my prediction for Game of the Year is Doom, Doom: The Dark Ages. Uh, Probably. But that's all I'll say. But I appreciate anybody who stopped by, hung out with us in the chat. Appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate you, Tuan, for
Mhm.
for like letting us move the show to Sunday
Oh yeah, no
and
worries.
actually
Because
have a
I
show
was
for the
doing
first
another
time in
thing.
almost 2 months.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
saying, because on Monday I was doing another thing with some friends, and I was like, man, it's gonna start overlapping, right? So I was like, it's probably best if we just move it back to Sunday. I was thinking,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well, I mean, before we get out of here, outros. Twan, get us started. Let them know where they can find you. Let them know
Hey, you
all
can
about your
find me.
channel and your many, many,
Yeah, yeah,
many, many subscribers.
yeah. So yeah, I have yeah, 10,000 subscribers, yeah, on YouTube,
What if I went there and he
and
did? What if he had a million?
That'd be funny.
yeah. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter mostly. At It's Me Twan. You can find me here on the show when we do it every 2 months. And yeah, I mean, that's about it really.
Well,
So
that's where you can find Twan. Mike,
yeah.
let him know what you're up to. I know you're not really like
I'm
everywhere at the
nowhere.
moment.
I'm actually I have no
You
real
even have
presence
Blue Sky?
anywhere.
Oh, I forgot.
I
Sorry, I do have
barely
a Blue
use
Sky
it.
account.
I
Yeah.
barely use it.
I haven't.
I'm hardly
I think the
ever
only
on it.
the only time I use it is when Matt messages me on it. That's the only time I use it.
I sometimes go on there to look at video game stuff. I am
Yeah.
kind of just been every so often
Offline.
peeking, just
Yeah.
looking at, observing certain things of the world, and then just kind of going. And that's really it. Yeah, I don't have much of a social media presence. A lot of my passion for things have shifted to different things in recent months. So yeah, I'm not much on social media due to that. But
That's totally
yeah, I mean,
fair.
I'm gonna try to start streaming a bit more on Twitch because I'd like to actually. I was thinking about maybe streaming something tonight, but I really don't know if I'm really feeling it.
All
Um,
right.
we'll see. But yep, that's where you can find me. Is just here, nowhere else. Leave me
What's
alone.
your name on Twitch? Hard Days
Go
Mike.
fuck yourself.
It's Hard
Hard
Days
days.
Mike. Well, it's actually no. It's Maddie30 on Twitch. That's me.
It is.
I mean Mike. That's Mike.
I need to use the
Uh,
bathroom. We need to wrap this up. Like we need to go. We need to
Mike, let them
go.
know
Yeah,
where they
I'm
can find
about to
me.
piss myself.
Matt can be found here in hell when I'm done
That's
with him.
not true. They can find me here every week, videos every week here on the channel, and podcasts every week. Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern now is the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. And Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is a two-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo. Like I said, videos every week. You can find me on Ham's channel on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern for bullsitting. That's where you can find me. Also, Blue Sky. Matt likes games on Blue Sky. Check me out there. That's where you can find me. We're going to get up out of here. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.